Hey, Viking fans, get ready for a Giants-Vikings rap battle next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, SKOL brothers and sisters. This is SKOL World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at SKOL World. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, share this show. Let's introduce a couple of guests, Big Mo and John Kelly. First of all, Big Mo, tell us who you are and where we can find you.
I'm Big Mo. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok at Big Mo COO. So BIGMOECOO.
And I'll have all his social media in the description below. So check that out. You got links to his YouTube channel. He's done a song every week this year about every game. So go check him out. We're going to debut his newest song against the lowly Giants. And that's what we brought. That's why I scraped a Giants fan off the street and brought him onto the YouTube show tonight. John Kelly, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to talking some Giants Vikings.
Yeah. So tell us how you became a fan of the Giants.
So like most, I grew up in a Giants fan household. My dad was a big Giants fan. There's baby pictures of me repping the big blue. But yeah, just have been a Giants fan ever since, and have been amazed with what they've been able to accomplish this season. So just to have a playoff berth is enough for me.
Hey, shout out to Dave Thibodeau. Thanks for being the first guest on the chat. Yeah, we got John Kelly here. It was told to me that he was dropped on his head when he was a kid, and that's why he became a Giants fan. He just gave us the real scoop. It was inherited, so it was actually in his DNA that he's a Giants fan. So, and I guess that's how I did it. That's how I was born. I don't remember. I think I came out saying SKOL, from birth. I think that was my first words. I knew 4 guys. I knew Chuck Foreman, Fran Tarkenton, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo. Those are the only 4 people I knew growing up. And my earliest memory is having Vikings football cards. So it was we had a great pleasure at Big Mo. I actually got to interview Chuck Foreman and a couple other
nice.
Vikings recently. So stick around, man. Hopefully we can have a partnership going forward too. I want to hear your video. So you know what? Why not? Let's just start off the rap battle, and we'll have Big Mo go first with this video. I got. Let me cue it up really quick. Okay. This is the debut album. What's the name of this song you got?
Oh, We Vikings.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith is going to do a duet with Big Mo right now. But no, here we go. Let's hear it.
He is so bad right now. The Minnesota Vikings are thinking about walking away from him, eating the $28 million. And this is a bad situation. Hell no, he ain't going to take the Vikings to the playoffs this year.
There you go. Love it, John.
What? We Vikings. We're not going anywhere. We Vikings. This is ours and we don't share. We Vikings. Bring your crew cause we don't care. We Vikings. Here we go again. Back in the playoffs. Woo. Run it to the end. We don't take no days off. Nah. One and done you out so we can't take a loss. Kings of the North gotta show them who's boss. Crooked with the chains gotta prove the haters wrong. Defense better step it up, we gotta stay strong. Home field advantage so his fans gotta bring the noise. Make Nick Gates' ears bleed, I hope he enjoys. JJ hit him with that wild card gritty. Run the score up, show him no pity. Patrick Peterson with a pick 6, let's go. D-line with some sacks. Let's go. Cook, keep the ball moving, don't stop. First year O'Connell taking us to the top. Stay fighting day by day, the job ain't done. Not a one-man game though, we has won. Yo, Viking fans, we're the town, we ain't going nowhere. We right here to prove all them haters wrong. Show everybody we deserve to be here. Let's go get this W. Come on, let them know what's up, Swagness.
SKOL, Vikings, SKOL, baby.
think Skull Swagness was my favorite part of the song. Is she on every video?
Not everyone. I've been bringing her in more. This is the third one this season, but she's my goddaughter, so
Awesome.
she loves watching all my videos and everything. So I started incorporating her in some of them.
I think I'm writing Dave's unauthorized biography. This is great content. I agree, man. You have my permission. It is now authorized. As long as I get 25%. Right. And Super Will, thanks for joining, man. Hey, we'll play this song a little later again too before we leave, just so more people could listen to it. Obviously, not everybody shows up at one time, but hey, so John, let's start with you. About you're happy with the way things turn out. What were you expecting? What it was, what the season was going to be, and what do you think turned it around to where you actually made the playoffs?
Starting off this season, I don't think anyone really had a clear picture of what the Giants were going to be able to do. New head coach, I think this was the third season in a row that we had a new offensive playbook. So for the Giants to go 9-7-1 and should really be 10-7, the missed field goal against Washington, is what it is. But we could easily be 10-7, which if anyone predicted that going into the season, I don't believe you. Like, I need to see video evidence, because I was expecting, at best, maybe 6 wins, but the head coach, Dable, and the entire staff has been incredible.
Yeah, I would say that you guys definitely turn around, and I was looking at Dayball to be like a good head coach in this league, and the Vikings didn't even get a chance to interview him. I think he had an inside deal with the Giants. I think that was the only place he was going, because he didn't talk to nobody, and he wasn't even on our list. Obviously, he was a great coach with Buffalo, and a big reason why Josh Allen became what he was. Now, hey, tell me how you became Viking fans, Big Mo.
So it was pretty much inherited also. So I was born and raised out here in Southern California, and my dad became a Vikings fan during the Purple People Eater era. So when I was born, I was just born into it. I came out bleeding purple.
Yeah, a lot of people, including, believe this or not, John Kelly, New York fans. There's a lot of New Yorkers are Vikings fans because of Fran Tarkington, the older ones, anyways. Or they were just a fan of the Purple People Eaters, like that era of football, because we were the first team to go to 4 Super Bowls. We just happened to be the first team to lose 4 Super Bowls. Thank goodness for the Buffalo Bills to come around and lose 4 in a row to take that stigma away from us. But we're Cincinnati, Buffalo. I forget. There's another team out there that are 0-3 to 0-4 in Super Bowls. So hopefully it's our year. The Giants actually won one of those games. Were you born yet when was it wide right Buffalo Bills missed that field goal?
I was born in 94, so you're gonna have to tell me that.
You weren't born yet. I just don't know how young people are anymore, man. You were born in what? 94?
94. So that was a little bit before my time. Yeah.
Dude, you look older than that. I think you were born with stubble. You look like a guy that was born in stubble. One of those Italians. All right. So yeah, Big Mo. So I seen you do some basically you're doing tailgates in bars, things like that. Do you have a side gig, or is this what do you do? Rap music, anything like that, out in clubs and stuff, or what?
Oh yeah. So that's how I started doing it, was in clubs and bars and all over, different events like that. And I've only been doing the Viking songs probably. This is my 4th season, and I met a guy. He's by the name of Solo D. He's a Dolphins fan, and he actually has been doing it for a long time. And so I met him at a Dolphins meet and greet type thing out here in Southern California. And he was telling me Vikings don't have nobody that raps for them. He goes, you should start doing it. So after that conversation, that next following season, I started doing it. So I'm just trying to get on a level. So where he's at, he gets them played in like the stadiums, even baseball, basketball. So I'm just trying to get into the Viking stadium though.
here's another podcaster. He just started himself in zone. I cannot say your name, man. I'm gonna have to get on my show just so you can say your name. The Zone Podcast. Yeah, so check that out. He has his own podcast, and he's been a recent listener of mine. And I actually have a co-host that I do a show with called SKOL Live, and he actually had a rap career down in Charleston, South Carolina. And I've been encouraging him the heck to come out with like a Vikings hype song. You do one every week, which is absolutely crazy. So make sure you go follow Big Mo Co. BIGMOECOO, right? Big Mo Co.
Big
and that
Mo
says
Coo.
Coo. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
Coo.
that's cool.
Big Mo Coo. That's his YouTube channel. Go check it out. You can see all 17 videos already. Yeah, 18 videos now probably already.
18, yeah.
And then a couple others, I think. General stuff. But yeah, go check that out. I'll have all his social media in the description below, so check it out. Now, John, you said that you weren't expecting a whole lot out of this year and you thought everybody was crazy. I was not crazy. I thought you weren't going to be very good. Tell us about your quarterback. He didn't get his 5th-year option. And is that a big mistake right now for the Giants? Are they going to franchise tag like Redskins used to do to Kirk Cousins? What's going to happen?
I think the Giants front office wanted to see what this season would hold before they opted into that 5th year. And I think, to be honest, it probably worked out for the best for both parties, because it put a little bit of pressure on Daniel Jones to have a good season, really, become a team leader. And, similar to Judge, he bet on himself. Well, maybe not intentionally, but, he really had to step up this season, and I think he did. And I think the whole coaching staff gave him the tools to be able to have the season that he's had. I mean, he's always been a good quarterback. I just don't think the coaching staffs in previous years have been the right fit for him. I mean, there's really not been any significant improvement other than play calling. And I mean, he's got probably the worst wide receiver group that he's had in the past couple of years. So I think it really has come down to, culture change and Daniel Jones's ability to just step up in big times. I mean, I was looking back at the Week 16 matchup against the Vikings, and it was 10-0 in the first quarter, but Daniel Jones had already proven that he could lead the football team. I mean, he single-handedly kept so many drives alive in the first quarter. Had a couple of errors throughout the game. Both quarterbacks did, but I think overall, his ability to just show up to work every single day. I mean, you hear what Saquon and other guys in the locker room say about him. He's the first one in, last one out. He's a true, captain, and I'm excited for the Giants to A, re-sign him, and B, I'm excited to see what he can do in the playoffs.
So Purple Pocket Podcast, he's my other co-host, one of my shows. The guy I was talking about his rap career in Charleston. And Daniel Jones is garbage, is how he says it.
We'll see on
but
Sunday.
he says that about every quarterback that we play. And we have continuously made every quarterback that has a so-so career look like he's all pro this year. And you probably saw in Week 16, we did make Daniel Jones look like he was all pro, but he did make that mistake and throwing that pick late in the game.
Really changed the game.
Yeah, late in the game to Patrick Peterson. And that's what our defense is. It doesn't impress anybody, but it does cause turnovers, and sometimes in bunches. And our special teams have scared a few people too. But what have you seen, Big Mo, from this team? Do you think we've grown throughout the year, or are we just been cardiac kids and then we lay a few eggs every once in a while, it looks like? What do you think about our season?
I mean, cardiac kids for sure. They're keeping our heart going like crazy. But I think offensively we've grown some. We've been growing and stuff.
Too, yeah.
But defensively, that's our biggest problem right there. We can score, that's no problem, but we need to keep them from scoring. All these comebacks and everything that they let these teams come back. and stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
went on that streak of like 400-yard games, but we were giving up 400-yard games.
Right.
And it seems like our defense starts to do stuff in the fourth quarter, like our offense starts to do in the fourth quarter. But I think more recently, KOC has. There's still some play calling. Like it was the Packers game, and we get the ball the 1 yard line after a blocked punt, right? And we can take over this the momentum of this game right there, and we don't get in. But on third down, we decide we lose our center. We're now on our third center, and it's third down, and we run it up our backup center's butt on third down to try to score a touchdown. Is this play calling like that has kind of, KOC, what are you doing, man? Come on, what are you doing? There's been a lot of, and then, maybe he should be putting our other running back in, as on the short yardage and not Dalvin Cook and like Alexander Madison in there.
Yeah.
So there's some situational things that he needs to iron out. But, there's been some good games. And then the Giants, and I'll go to John on this, just blitzed the hell out of us. And it bit you guys in the end where we threw a screen pass. And that's been the only game we had screen passes working, except for we did have one work against that won the game, or damn near won the game. Oh, almost tied the game for us. We still had to do the 2-point conversion against the Colts. But we ran a screen pass, which we have never very, very seldom been effective. And we got to the 54-yard line, so we could kick a 61-yard field goal with no time remaining. Oh, there might have been some time remaining. I can't remember, but we kicked that 61-yard field goal. Did you watch that game? Did you see that ending? How did you feel? Are you still crying?
I did watch that game. It was Christmas Eve, if I am not mistaken. I was watching it with my dad. And, there have been so many Giants games that have ended with 60-plus, 58-plus yard field goals right at the end. And again, that screen pass had, maybe we hadn't blitzed on that. Maybe we could have wrapped that up and kept you out of the field goal range. And then we go to overtime. But, I mean, anytime that a team is set to kick a field goal against the Giants to win the game, I expect that kicker to hit that field goal. I mean, how many times have the Cowboys and the Eagles beaten the Giants on game-winning field goals? It's too many to count. But
Greg Joseph was 1 for 6, I think, over 50 at that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, every kicker has their either a career long or has
that was
one
a
of their
Viking
biggest
record
moments going against the
Minnesota
Giants.
Viking record.
I've seen it countless times over the course of my the last couple Giants seasons. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what this game has in store. I think it's going to be a similarly fought game. I mean, Daniel Jones doesn't have any playoff experience. I think very few people on the Giants, other than Landon Collins and maybe a few other people that I'm forgetting right now, actually have playoff experience. So it'll be interesting to see what the Giants can come up with.
So Rap strikes again, says 15 passing TDs. I can throw more than that. He always forgets that he ran for 7, but and like 700 yards. But I am pretty sure Rap could not throw 15 passing TDs even in high school. So he goes, facts. That's true. You can't throw 15. I think he's saying that for sure. Jones, third best QB in the division. All right.
The division has been a battle all season. So, I mean, at least he's not fourth.
at least he's not fourth. You brought up a good point. The thing Daniel Jones, as far as I'm concerned, the team likes him. He's got buy-in from his teammates. He's got that Taylor Heineke thing going for him where everybody is kind of behind him. And I think it shows. And, his decision-making has improved. I don't think you have the weapons around you yet, right? You feel that way?
No, our wide receiver group is, after Sterling Shepard went down, I mean, I thought we weren't going to win another game, if I'm being completely honest. The amount of drop passes this season, there was that one huge third down where I think, who was it? James dropped a pass that would have extended the drive. I mean, the wide receiver group, it is what it is. I'm looking, 3 years down the road, pick up some good wide receivers, maybe another tight end, and, continue to strengthen the offensive line. And I think Daniel Jones has the capability, and with the coaching of Brian Daboll, what he was able to do with Josh Allen, I think, as a Giants fan, I want to say I think we could be legitimate playoff run, even Super Bowl contenders in 3 years, given everything goes as planned. Pick up some good receivers, obviously strengthen the defense. Hopefully keep Wink, because he is an incredible defensive coordinator. I mean, the Giants defense has kept us in so many games. If you look back to the Eagles game, the Eagles were planning on resting their guys after the first quarter, and they should have been able to, but the Giants defense was able to hold them to field goals, and it didn't allow them to rest key players that they wanted to rest. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out in their playoff run.
Big Mo, can I commission a rap that would somehow light a fire under Ed Donatel in his defensive scheme? Is there something that you could do musically that would inspire Ed Donatel to just do something with this defense to where it would consistently show up the entire game,
Right.
and not just for like 5 minutes of it, or something? Tell us what you could do, or what should he do to what do you think? Keep Donatel. What could solve the issues with his defense?
Like you said, something a lot of fire, because they're too soft. They play soft. They're not like.
You heard it here. Big Mo says you're soft defense. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
They need to be more smash mouth in their face. Like they play off the receivers too far and stuff like that. I don't know. They just need to be more aggressive. And if Donahue ain't the one sparking it, maybe we need somebody else to spark it. But I could definitely do a song to get it to the players, to get them hype. Hopefully, get that fire sparked up on their own.
Yep. John, you may not know this, but we referred to Ed Donatel as Donna Shell because that's his defense, the Donna Shell defense. So we often referred to him as Donna Shell. So yeah. Now offensively, you said we've been improving. Do you feel like we're using Dalvin Cook effectively, or do you feel like others think that he needs to be put out to pasture? I mean, he's the sixth leading rusher at running back. Justin Fields is ahead of him as a quarterback, but he's like sixth as a running back. Do you think he still has more left in him? Do we keep him at least one more year? He's got that $14 million cap hit. What do you think about Dalvin Cook? Is he being used properly? What can we do with him?
I mean, I believe he's being used properly. I mean, he could be used differently as well, like more screen passes and stuff like that. And the biggest thing this season, he's been healthy, because usually
hasn't missed a game.
Yeah, usually he's off and on. But I mean, I would like to say keep him another year, see what he does, but definitely don't want to lose Madison, because he's a beast. He's ready to step up, I believe.
So we get a Bills 1 fan, Big Mo Yee. I guess that's a big fan of yours. Also a Bills fan. We got a Giants fan here. He says his quarterback's better than Josh Allen. So
that is not what I said. I said what Brian Daboll was able to do with Josh Allen has been extremely impressive, and I hope that if they can do, he can do half of what he did with Josh Allen.
I was playing into Zone podcast here. He's like, man, Jones ain't nothing like no Allen.
I didn't say that. I said with what Brian Daboll was able to do.
But we heard. That's the important thing. That's what we heard. We're at the 25-minute mark. You got a little more time, John, or do you got to go?
I can stay on for about 5 more, but then I got to hop off.
Gotcha. Better be a new look come Sunday on defense. I completely agree. Now, John, you saw our game. You may have. Does our defense scare you at all?
I mean, no, to be honest. I think the biggest thing this weekend will be what Saquon Barkley can do on the ground. I think he has intentionally been rested. He struggled like you guys are rushing his struggle like the second half of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Started out on fire and now has really cooled off. And I think one of the key pieces to the Giants' success this weekend will have to be establishing the run game early. So that way it sort of takes some of that pressure off of Daniel Jones in 3rd and long situations, which we've actually been, I think, top of the league in, top 3rd, top 4th of, conversions on 3rd and long. And I think if we can take the pressure off of Daniel Jones early on, establish the run game, then I think it's anyone's game. But if we don't establish the run game, I think it's going to be the Giants defense is going to have to come up huge and hold some of those big plays that the Vikings had in Week 16 matchup.
I think we all kind of agree with you that the best way to beat us is to hold the clock and run the ball against us. I don't think we're going to come the same passive-ass defense we did against you last time. Daniel Jones was picking us apart for a lot of that game, and like this is not how you guys play. I mean, he's averaging like a little over 200 yards a game. He got over 300 in that game, and it seemed like he was just throwing it downfield, and he had more yards per attempt than Cousins did, and it was like so uncharacteristic of a game for the Giants. And then, like you said, Saquon had that long run to tie bring within 2, and then you get the 2-point conversion, if I'm not mistaken. And that was another example of Donatel just leaving that freaking middle wide ass open, one block, and he's off to the races. So, yeah, I agree. Saquon, it does kind of hold your ticket. Hey, I appreciate you for coming on, John. Anytime you want, after we crush you, you're welcome back. You're welcome back on the show. I'd love to have a follow up with you, but hey, I'll see you at work tomorrow, man.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. It was great to meet you, Big Mo, and I wish you guys all the best.
All right, see you, man. Big Mo, we're gonna play your song again.
Okay.
Since we got more people on. All right, this was the debut of, what was the name of the song?
We Vikings.
All right, let's play it again. Let me start it over. We Vikings.
Situation where he is so bad right now. The Minnesota Vikings are thinking about walking away from him, eating the $28 million. And this is a bad situation. Hell no, he ain't going to take the Vikings to the playoffs this year.
Bring it! What? We Vikings. We're not going anywhere. We Vikings. This is ours and we don't share. We Vikings. Bring your crew cause we don't care. We Vikings. Here we go again. Back in the playoffs. Run it to the end. We don't take no days off. One and done you out so we can't take a loss. Kings of the North gotta show them who's boss. Crooked with the chains gotta prove the haters wrong. Defense better step it up, we gotta stay strong. Home field advantage so his fans gotta bring the noise. Make Nick Gates' ears bleed, I hope he enjoys. JJ hit him with that wild card gritty. Run the score up, show him no pity. Patrick Peterson with a pick 6, let's go. D-line with some sacks. Let's score. Could keep the ball moving, don't stop. First year O'Connell taking us to the top. Stay fighting day by day, the job ain't done. Not a one-man game though, we has won. Yo, Viking fans, we're the town, we ain't going nowhere. We right here to prove all them haters wrong. Show everybody we deserve to be here. Let's go get this W. Come on, let them know what's up, Swagness.
SKOL, Vikings, SKOL, baby.
All right, that was the hit song by Big Mo. Let's go. He's made a song every game this year without fail. So go check him out at Big Mo Coo, COO. So Big Mo, MOE, COO, in the descriptions in the YouTube below. It looks like we got a fan here, Nate White, Big Mo, yee.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's how all the kids how they say it nowadays. School bro. All right,
Yeah,
what we got here? Is he one of your followers?
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. And then
hey Nate, go check me out too. Minnesota Sports Talk right now. Go click like, click subscribe. I need you. All right, Don Shell better call some tight defensive plays. The stupid shell off coverage better be a thing of the past. I agree. Kofi Boateng. I'm getting some interesting names now that I got you on here, man. I don't know. Maybe they're your listeners.
Bills fan. That's my little cousin Jacob too. So
all right,
they all follow.
I need you. I need to tell you to share my stuff on your channel or on your Instagram more often.
Definitely, yeah,
But
I
hopefully,
will.
I bring you on next week too. And after we win this game and bring you on
Right.
another, to debut your next song. How does the process work for you?
So what I like to do is usually whatever team we're playing, I like to find an artist from that city. So like New York, I'll try to find a New York artist or just whatever state they're in, whatever, and go off of one of their beats and do a song off that way. And it's crazy because usually it doesn't come to me right away. It takes me almost to like the last minute. So Thursday, Friday, finally find the beat and then just come up with everything as it goes. Takes me about like a couple hours.
So you find the beat first, and then you start putting the lyrics together.
Right, right.
Now, going into this game, what are your expectations? How do you feel about it? What do you offensively, defensively? What do you think the strategy is going to be? Offensive line got a little bit of patchwork going on it. What do you anticipate?
I anticipate the offense to be doing good just because they've been doing good. We're at home. We have all the fans out there. Um, Defensively, I don't know. I just have a feeling they're gonna step it up this week. I mean, they're not gonna be coming all crushing them with not letting them score anything, but I have a feeling the defense will be able to hold their own, and it's not gonna be like to where we'll score and we'll be leading, and then let them come back and take over again or something like that.
Yeah, the last show I did, the guys thought that one of the guys thought that the veterans would step up. Like it's the playoffs now. It's one and we're done. That individual effort will, and on occasion that has worked. Where at Miami we caused a fumble and Patrick Peterson against the Giants got a interception. A lot of individual effort kind of saved this defense every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like that's the case when we got, and Zadarius Smith got to sit out last week. He says he's fully 100% now. And that should scare everybody,
Right.
on the offensive line that Zadarius Smith is 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that he got to sit out last week. And we before Daniil Hunter sat on the bench, he caused that. Even though they didn't give him the sack, he caused that sack. The only one we had that game. So I like the fact that we'll have all the veterans in there. They know they have tasted the playoffs before. They know what it takes. They've already gone through all these heartache games and saw how well they can play to close out games. And like I don't know how many games they actually were one of the big reasons we won. And I think they can turn it around. Who do you think on this defense is gonna who we can lean on? I'm looking at, hey, if Asamoah is healthy, I think he's gonna be a big key to this game because of Daniel Jones can run. Who do you think is a big key to this game?
I think Patrick Peterson. He's been coming in clutch, and I think he's going to come in clutch this week again.
Yeah, one of the things I'd liked about bringing in Zadarius Smith and keeping Patrick Peterson is because they were actually vocal leaders. Like they will go around to all the teammates, including the other. And Patrick Peterson go to the offense and tell them, "Hey, you only need 4 more touchdowns. You only need 3 more touchdowns. You only need 2 more touchdowns."
Yeah, right.
But because like guys like Harrison Smith and Daniil Hunter and Kendricks are all they were quiet guys. I mean, they weren't going around flashing leadership. They were leaders. It just they weren't raising a fire like I think Patrick Peterson and Zadarius Smith do. They bring that, let's go, kind of like we had with Everson Griffith.
Yeah,
When we lost Everson Griffith, a lot of our heart went out of our defense in 2020, and then we tried to bring him back, and then what happened. But
right.
But we were missing that, and now we got it again. And I think I think our defense struggles has a lot to do with playing them, not utilizing their talents and trying to force a square peg into a round hole right now. I thought it was going to be different. I thought this defense would have adapted well to this thing, but then I saw the shell defense come out and like playing outside leverage, making everybody go inside. We're hoping they catch it and they drop, and we knock it out of their hands basically and cause a fumble or pick it off or play center field. But no, on the offensive side, Kirk Cousins, he's like fifth in passing and sixth in touchdowns, or fourth in passing and fifth in touchdowns, somewhere around there. It's like he's top 5 or 6 quarterback in the league in those two categories. Did you see that coming? That he even it's a down year offensively for everybody. These numbers aren't necessarily. He has more yardage than last year. He has less touchdowns than last year, but he also played one less game. Did you see compared to the relatively to the rest of the league that he was going to be up there like this?
Not as high up as he is now. No, because I don't know. It's like I know his ratings and all his stats and all that are always pretty good, but not like top 5 good. So I was just more so hoping for the best, but no, I didn't think he was going to be this high up.
Even before the 400-yard games he was having, he was still like 7th in passing, 9th in touchdowns. But when he went on that tear of, I think he should have been up for Player of the Month, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he got it though, but with the 2 400-yard games, you'd think it would have happened in the comebacks that he did. But I think that Green Bay game kind of kicked him out of that. Yeah, kind of messed it up for him for December. But he has. I think. Do you give any credit? Do you give credit to Kevin O'Connell for like letting him be himself, not having to worry looking over his shoulder or whether or not he's going to get a shoe thrown at him or something? That Zimmer do you feel that way? Like Zimmer wanted him to be more conservative. KOC's like, do it, man. Throw it downfield. I don't care.
Yeah, because I mean, he's giving him trust in his quarterback, so that's got to give him a confidence boost as well. It's kind of like being micromanaged in a regular job. At least you're getting some freedom and trust, so he's able to perform better.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, you got someone constantly on your ass. It's like, when's this day going to get over? You're not happy to be there, really. And, when you got Brian O'Neill and other prominent in Adam Thielen talking about playing under a regime of fear, and those guys talking about it, you're like, well, some truth has to be coming, from that. Now, Kirk Cousins has praised Zimmer about he's gotten better every year as a Viking. I can say that because I was a detractor in 2018, 2019, pretty similar. The defense bounced back a little bit in 2019, and then he won me over in 2020, and Justin Jefferson came in. And 2021, he had a great year. Our defense was terrible. And then this year, it's kind of like we're managing the games better at the end of halves and of games. I felt like we have been conservative, and this offense hasn't been unleashed yet. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like we're at our peak, or do you think there's more to come?
No, I think there's more to come, definitely. But I have noticed some changes though too. Because I agree, we're conservative, but we used to be really conservative with like these long third down plays, and they just run it up, and it's like, what are you doing that for? Or just constant run plays when they could be passing when we had like Diggs and Thielen, and we never used them like we should. And now we got, like you said, Jefferson, and I've seen a little trickery and stuff, but I don't think we're at our peak. There's a lot more that could be done.
Yeah, 2018 to 2019, and that's really caused the rift with Diggs, is that he got about half as many catches as he did. He still got 1,000 yards, but he lost like 30 or 40 catches from the year before. And I think Kirk only threw for like 3,400 yards that year, and that really caused a rift. Diggs wanted a better, more high-powered offense, and Zimmer was still trying to put his foot on the brake on the offense, and that's why I believe he went. Not anything to do with Kirk Cousins, and he's never stated that it was anything to do with Kirk Cousins, but he has hinted about how conservative the offense was. So I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to Zimmer and the conservative nature of the offense. But with me, I think like KOC didn't want to throw a game away or something, but there's periods in the game, like we have the worst point differential from first to third quarter in the entire league right now, which is how is that possible when you won 13 games?
I know.
And like the third quarter, we're even outstandingly bad. But I think lately we've actually done pretty decent in the third quarter. So hopefully we've turned it around and we're gonna show more. Now, what do you got going forward? What are your aspirations with your career here and being on YouTube? What are you wanting to do with this?
So with the Viking part of it, my goal is to be able to perform in the stadium, either before the game, halftime, warm-ups, just somewhere get in there, even be like an ambassador for the Vikings as doing like their hype songs and stuff like that.
Now, I seen you with some Viking World Order insignias on. Are you part of the Viking World Order?
Yes, I am.
How does that go about, or is that secret like the Freemasons? Are you a 30? Are you a 33rd degree Vikings World Order?
No, I've been in there for this is my 5th or 6th year. So no, it's a whole process. But when I went in at the time, so each group has different leaders. So you would have to get nominated by one of the leaders in one of the groups, and you have like a year prospecting period where you need to go and meet and get to know a lot of the leaders, all the different members and whatnot. And then when that year process is up, you have a vote. So the people in the division that you're trying to get into will either vote you in, yes or no. You get the yes vote, then you have to get a VWO tattoo. And then once you get that, you go ahead and get knighted in.
Oh, what's yours? What's your tattoo?
I'm gonna see that.
Oh yeah, let's
So you
check
can
it out.
see right there.
Oh, you got the braids.
So
Eh,
in the braids,
Oh,
it says
VWO. That's all. I haven't seen that. That's awesome.
So it says VWO in the braids.
That's pretty cool. I haven't seen it like that.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty neat.
Yeah, my
I
uncle drew that
got.
up for me.
I had the who did it?
My uncle drew it up for me.
Oh, that's awesome. I got the pleasure of meeting some VWO members while in my fan club here in South Florida, but
Mhm.
more so when I went to the tailgating of the Miami game, and I got to meet Sir Death
Oh
in
yeah,
Sir Death
so that's
on the
cool.
Friday before, and he was hilarious.
Yeah.
That guy parties a lot. So
That guy in the chat, Nate, he's part of the VWO.
oh really? Let's give a
hmm
shout out to Nate.
hmm
And Kirk will turn it up in the playoffs, man. That's awesome. Is he from West Coast?
He lives in Vegas, but he's from Minnesota, I believe.
Gotcha. Have you ever got to go out to Minnesota to check out a game yet?
Oh, I actually go out to Minnesota like 2 to 3 times a year. I
Oh,
actually,
awesome.
I actually
More
take
than
off.
me.
I take off this Saturday for the playoffs.
Oh, really? That's
hmm
awesome. I want to. Hopefully, I turn this into that. I go to every game. That's what I
Oh,
was thinking.
that'd be
I'll fly to every game. I'll set up shop there. I don't know. Have a tailgate tent myself. Things like that. That'd be fun.
really cool.
But
Yeah,
hey, man, I was glad to have you on the show. Guys, check out the description below. I got all his social media. I got his YouTube channel. Go like, subscribe, comment the hell out of that. Let's if you can, if you're listening to this, go like Big Mo Koo, BIGMOECOO on YouTube. Let's get him over 200 tonight. I appreciate it. Any last words for our Minnesota Vikings?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Glad to be on here. Appreciating you showing my song and everything. And just SKOL Vikings. Let's go. We got to show up on Sunday. Be loud, rep your team hard, and let's get that W so we can go on to the next round.
I know, man. Let's go. Let's go. That's it for today, guys. I appreciate it. SKOL Vikings.
SKOL Vikings. Thank you.